Hello children, how are you all? Welcome to Electron Chemistry Center. This is VKM. Very good evening to one and all, and welcome to the class even. So in the last lecture we had discussed about nomenclature and structure of the functional groups we had discussed. Right children? Hope you have revised it from the NCERT. Now we will continue the session of alcohols, phenols and ethers. In today's session, we will be talking about preparation methods of alcohols. How do you prepare alcohols and what are the preparation methods of alcohols? Understood? Children, you have to remember few points here. See, the preparation methods, whatever I am going to discuss other than NCERT, those are there for competitive. Those are there for competitive. That may be for NEET or for JEE or for CET level. But for CET level means it may be any state board CET or any state common entrance test. NCERT level is more than enough. NCERT level is more than enough. A little extra concepts are required for the NEET and as well as for JEE. Understood? So now under preparation of alcohols, if you observe it, what are the methods of preparation of alcohols we have? What are the methods of preparation of alcohols we have? Children, we have actually only 3 preparation methods in NCERT. How many preparation methods we have? 3 preparation methods we have. That is from alkenes. Under alkenes, we have 2 preparation methods. Subheadings. Let us say if it is A, it is B. Hydration of alkenes and hydroboration, oxidation of alkenes. Second one is reduction or hydrogenation of carbonyl compounds. Third one is from Grignard reagent. These are the 3 preparation methods are present in your NCERT itself. If something else we discuss apart from these 3 preparation methods, that comes under competitive. Hope you understand the segregation between board and competitive, right? So if you observe that methods of preparation of alcohols, that is hydration of alkenes, in another way, before going into it, I'll tell you that from alkenes, if you observe it, from alkenes. So from alkenes, we can prepare alcohols. We can prepare alcohols by 2 methods. One is direct hydration of alkenes. Direct hydration of alkenes. Second one is indirect hydration of alkenes. Indirect hydration of alkenes. And indirect hydration of alkenes, under this we will discuss 2 methods. One method is hydroboration oxidation. Hydroboration oxidation. Second method we have oxymercuration demercuration. Oxymercuration demercuration. Hope you understand. Right? Hydroboration oxidation, simply it is called HBO. It is not a movie channel. Okay, HBO is the short name for the hydroboration oxidation. Oxymercuration demercuration, OMDM. What is this called? OMDM means from alkenes we can prepare alcohols either by direct hydration or by indirect hydration. Excuse me. Indirect hydration are of how many types we have? Hydroboration oxidation. Second one is oxymercuration demercuration. So HBO and OMDM. Understood? So now we will be talking about direct hydration of alkenes. Direct hydration of alkenes, we will be talking about it. It is a commercial or as well as industrial method. Children, hydration means addition of water. Hydration means addition of water. We are adding water to alkenes. To alkenes, That addition of water is called hydration. If you add water to alkene, you will get alcohol. If alcohol undergo reverse reaction, that means dehydration, then it will give alkene. Understood? That is a chemical property. So carbon-carbon double bond, we are adding H2O. Double bond can be converted into single bond. Here H can be added and here OH can be added. So we get alcohol. What we get? Alcohol. Understood? So if you observe that a simple preparation method here, so we will be taking dilute H2SO4, right? Not concentrated H2SO4, children. We will be taking a dilute, cold in the sense that is dilute H2SO4 only. Okay, and then first one what we are taking, ethene or ethylene. Okay, ethane or ethylene added to the dilute H2SO4. So now as you know, H2SO4, which is an acid, can produce H plus ion. That H plus ion goes and attack over there, and remaining what we have, OSO3H part is there, no, right? So that will be, okay, that will be HSO4 minus hydrogen sulfate. So H2SO4 can be dissociated into H plus and HSO4 minus. This HSO4 minus will attack over here, H plus will attack over here. It gives you ethyl hydrogen sulfate. What it will give? Ethyl hydrogen sulfate. And then, so there itself followed by adding water. Okay, first we should treat that alkene with dilute acid, followed by addition of water. If you add that water, what will happen? This H and this OSO3H combines, okay, will be removed as H2SO, will be removed as H2SO4. Remaining what we have? CH3, CH2OH. That is what we got ethanol. Understood? Means here dilute H2SO4 is acting as a catalyst. So we have recovered that after the completion of the reaction. Understood the point? So ethanol is the primary alcohol. It is the only primary alcohol. We can prepare it through this method, right? So moreover, ethene is an example of symmetrical alkene. Ethene is an example of symmetrical alkene. Understood? And now if you observe that in case of unsymmetrical alkenes, in case of unsymmetrical alkenes, so before going into the mechanism, I can write few more reactions. CH3 CH double bond CH2 plus H2O, we are adding water in the presence of dilute H2SO4. It gives you CH3 CH OH CH3. So H2O, how it can be dissociated? H plus and OH minus. Negative part has been added to that double bonded carbon having less number of hydrogens. Yes or no? Obviously, which rule it is? Post it in the live chat. Post it in the live chat. Which rule it is? So it will be obviously Markovnikov's rule. Markovnikov's rule. It follows Markovnikov's rule, that is MR. That's why we got secondary alcohol. What we got it? Secondary alcohol. Similarly, if I take another alkene, that is isobutylene. What I am taking? Isobutylene, adding water in the presence of dilute H2SO4. In the presence of dilute H2SO4, it gives you CH3 OH will be added over here, right? So it gives tertiary alcohol. It gives tertiary alcohol. So what you can say, hydration of unsymmetrical alkenes. That too, direct hydration. Direct hydration of unsymmetrical alkenes follows which rule? Markovnikov's rule. It follows Markovnikov's rule. Understood? So in all of these cases, children, alkyl hydrogen sulfate will be formed. All of these cases, alkyl hydrogen sulfate is formed, which can be further hydrolyzed and to give alcohol. Which can be further hydrolyzed to give alcohol. Hope you understand. So these are different alkenes we have taken, and if that alkenes undergo hydration in the presence of dilute H2SO4, how they will give these alcohols we have explained here, right? Now let's make a look on it, mechanism of that hydration, mechanism of that hydration of alkenes. So in step 1, protonation of alkene to form carbocation by electrophilic attack of H3O plus. See here, H2O is, we are actually adding, H plus is coming from acid, right? So H2SO4 which gives H plus ion and HSO4 minus. This H plus reacts with water, it forms hydronium ion. What it forms? Hydronium ion, right? So hydronium ion, in the sense, if you observe it, this is hydronium ion. Oxygen is electron deficient. Oxygen is electron deficient here. Now pi electrons are there. So pi electrons, the alkenes are electron rich in terms of pi electron density. So that pi electron density is given to the excuse me, is given to that oxygen, and what will happen? So it forms, it has given the density, so here what will happen? So we are polarizing this bond. Observe it, we are polarizing this bond, right? So we are polarizing this bond, that means this electron density from H as taken by O. So this H is removed as H plus, that combines here, okay, that combines over here, you can see that combines over here. So it forms H2 has been removed, carbon with positive charge is called carbocation. Carbon with positive charge is called as a carbocation. Understood? So obviously, when there is a possible formation of carbocation intermediate, when there is a possible formation of carbocation intermediate, so obviously what will happen? Rearrangement can be possible. Rearrangement can be possible either by 1,2 hydride shift or by 1,2 methyl shift, children. So it is the first step. Protonation of alkene we have done. Protonation means simply we have added H plus. We have added H plus to the alkene. Observe it carefully, right? So simple step it is. We have added H plus. To add H plus, okay, you have to polarize the bond in this way, and then CH, double bond becomes single bond, right? Double bond becomes a single bond, and it is C, right? It develops a positive charge. That's all. That is what we got it. This is called carbocation. Understood? Now, step 2, nucleophilic attack of water on carbocation. So now our carbon is electron deficient, water is there. So water is nucleophile because of electron rich oxygen is there. So that electron pair density on oxygen attacks onto the carbon. Then it forms, upon nucleophilic attack of water on carbocation, it forms this compound, right? So we got that compound, and then next what will happen? We have to remove that. We have to remove that proton, whatever we have taken in the first step, right? So why? Because H2SO4 is acting as a catalyst, so we have to give back that proton. So now this is what we got in the step 2. So here what will happen? We are actually polarizing this, bond towards it. We are polarizing the bonds towards oxygen, right? So H plus can be removed. That H plus is accepted by the H2O, which can be removed as H3O plus, which can be removed as H3O plus, and then what we got it here? We got alcohol. What we got it here? Alcohol. Hope you understand the point. Is it clear? So this is the way how to write the mechanism of hydration of alkenes to form alcohols. To form alcohols. Hope you understand, children. So these I have explained. These I have explained. See, propane is treating with dilute sulfuric acid, right? Follows Markovnikov's rule. It gives initially alkyl hydrogen sulfate, that is iso or secondary propyl hydrogen sulfate. Upon hydrolysis, okay, what will happen? H2SO4 is removed. It gives CH3, CHOH, CH3 plus H2SO4. It is an example of secondary alcohol. Observe the reaction carefully. It is an example of secondary alcohol. Hope it is clear for you, right? Similarly, isobutylene also I have taken. Isobutylene also I have taken. Observe it carefully. Isobutylene also I have taken. First isobutylene 2-methylpropene, adding water, right? So in the presence of acid, follows Markovnikov's rule. Polarize the bond in that direction. So H plus will be added over there. H plus will be added over here. OH minus will be added over there. Then it will give you tertiary butyl alcohol. 2-methyl 2-propanol. Understood? It is tertiary alcohol. As I told you, this method is used to prepare secondary and tertiary alcohols. This method is used to prepare secondary and tertiary alcohols. It is not useful to prepare primary alcohol except ethanol. We will not get primary alcohols because addition of water to alkenes follows which rule? Markovnikov's rule. Because of it, it always gives secondary, and upon that as well as the tertiary alcohols also will be formed, but not primary alcohols. Understood? So it is a brief idea of direct hydration of alkenes. It is a brief idea of direct hydration of alkenes. Hope it is clear for you, right? Sometimes what will happen? So intermediate, if it is formed, how do you need to understand it? How do you need to understand that? CH double bond CH2 plus H2O in the presence of acid. In the presence of acid, right? So this is the alkene given to you, and then what will happen? CH3 C, observe it. See, negative part of water, that is OH minus, is added to that double bond carbon having less number of hydrogens. So CHOH, CH3 supposed to get it, but did we get the product that? No, we didn't get it. Means what is taking place here? So there will be a formation of intermediate CH3, CH, CH3. It is CH single bond CH3. H plus has been added over here. So this carbon gets positive charge. I have polarized the bond. I have polarized the, right? So now this is which carbocation? Secondary carbocation. Carbon connected to two carbons. Now what will happen? It will undergo 1,2 hydrate shift. If it undergo 1,2 hydrate shift, it will give you CH2, CH3, and carbon develops positive charge. So now what will happen? Attack of nucleophile. OH minus will attack and H3O plus can be removed. So CH3, CCH3 connected with OH, connected with CH2, CH3. This is the major product will be formed due to the rearrangement of carbocations. A less stable carbocation, because here secondary carbocation has been formed, it has been converted into 3-degree carbocation. A secondary carbocation has been converted into 3-degree carbocation. Hope you understand, children. Is it clear for you? It is a simple funda. So direct hydration of alkenes, which is very important, children. Direct hydration of alkenes is very important. See, about commercial important alcohols, I will discuss at the end of the preparation methods, not now. Understood? I will not discuss about this now. Why? Because I will go with the proper flow as per the NCERT order. Okay, as per the NCERT order. Yeah. Now there is indirect hydration, as I told you. First one is direct hydration. First one is direct hydration, that is done. Direct hydration of alkenes is done. Now indirect hydration we have. What we have? Indirect hydration we have. What is this indirect hydration? Right? Directly if you add water, that is direct hydration. What is this indirect hydration? Indirect hydration, we have two reactions. HBO as well as OMDM. HBO means hydroboration oxidation, OMDM in the sense oxymercuration demercuration. Oxymercuration demercuration. Yes or no, children? So now if you observe it, so what is this hydroboration oxidation reaction? Hydroboration oxidation reaction, that is what we are going to discuss. Children, alkenes on reaction with diborane, on reaction with diborane in an inert solvent, like THF, tetrahydrofuran, or ether, to form an intermediate, to form an intermediate called as alkyl borane, which is on oxidation, with hydrogen peroxide in alkaline medium, gives alcohol, right? So this reaction is called as hydroboration oxidation of alkenes. What is this reaction called as, children? Hydroboration oxidation of alkenes. See, first of all, first reaction what we have done, that is hydroboration. First reaction whatever we have done, that is hydroboration, followed by oxidation with hydrogen peroxide in the presence of alkaline medium. See, reaction when we take it, RCH double bond CH2, right, B2H6 diborane, or you can write it like this also, borane. This is a monomer, right? So like this also you can write it. And then in the presence of THF, it gives RCH2 BH2. Actually it reacts in the form of borane. Means HBH2. Hydrogen is added here. Observe it carefully. Boron from BH2 added to this carbon. Means added to that double bond carbon having more number of hydrogens. Understood? So now it reacts with another mole of alkene. Then what do you get it? RCH2 CH2, right? And RCH2 CH2 you will get it all taken twice, which is connected to BH. So BH2 has become BH. Now we have taken another mole of alkene, RCH double bond CH2. Then you get RCH2 CH2, okay, all taken thrice B. That hydrogen also has been added. So here how many alkyl groups are there? 3 alkyl groups are there. So that's why it is called trialkyl borane, which is upon oxidation with hydrogen peroxide in the presence of an alkali, it gives 3R CH2 CH2OH. A primary alcohol can be obtained and byproduct is H3BO3. This is called boric acid. What is this called as? Boric acid. And this reaction is known as hydroboration followed by oxidation. Hope you understand. It's a very, very important reaction even for the board exams, children. I am talking about board only, right? Not about the competitive. Even for the board exams also, which is a very, very important reaction. And actually it follows, if you observe that, it follows indirectly anti-Markovnikov's rule. Follows which rule? Anti-Markovnikov's rule. Sir, why did you call it as indirect hydration? Have you seen anywhere water here? No, we haven't added water. But finally, if you observe it, RCH2 CH2 OH we got it. Means in water, negative part is OH minus, this is positive. Negative part of the hydrogen is added to this CH2 here. If you observe it, H plus has been added over here. Yes or no? That means we got RCH2 CH2OH. So indirectly it has followed which rule? Anti-Markovnikov's rule. That's why this type of hydration is called indirect hydration of alkenes. Indirect hydration of alkenes. Hope you understand. Now, what they gave the example, just observe it. Propene, same, they took it propene, treated with diborane, right? So we got tripropyl borane, that is nothing but trialkyl borane, right? And which is upon further oxidation with hydrogen peroxide in alkaline medium, we got primary alcohol. It can be produced in excellent yield. It can be produced in excellent yield. Okay, plus boric acid can be obtained. Okay, and here this reaction gives anti-Markovnikov's product, as I told you. See, whenever if you observe it, how this reaction can be identified. CH3, CH double bond, CH2, they used to give it like this. BH3 in the presence of THF followed by H2O2 OH minus. That means whenever you see that BH3 or THF, then okay, you have to understand hydroboration. Followed by hydrogen peroxide in alkaline medium, means oxidation. So what is the product? I have to write it CH3, CH2, CH2OH. Indirect hydration of water follows anti-Markovnikov's rule. Follows anti-Markovnikov's rule. Understood the point? Okay. So now there is a question. Answer it. Try to answer it based on it. The only primary alcohol that can be prepared by hydration of alkene, is obviously ethanol. No other primary alcohols can be prepared because it follows Markovnikov's rule. Understood the point? It's very simple question it is. Basic question. Yeah, tell me this. Hydroboration oxidation. Which reaction? HBO. Or HBO follows which rule? Just now I have told you anti-Markovnikov's rule. Which follows anti-Markovnikov's rule. Isobutylene. This is isobutylene. On hydration, presence of 50% H2SO4 means dilute H2SO4. Gives which alcohol? Tert butyl alcohol. Direct hydration of alkene. That is direct hydration of alkene. So far under indirect hydration of alkene. I had discussed hydroboration oxidation. Now second one what we have? This is oxymercuration, demercuration. OMDM. Very important for competitive. Oxymercuration, demercuration, it is indirect addition of the water. Now if you observe that, what is that reaction here? Make a note on it along with me if you want it. Alkenes on reaction with mercuric acetate. Form an intermediate mercury compound. Which is on reduction with sodium borohydride, NaBH4. Sodium borohydride gives alcohols. First of all, it should be treated with mercuric acetate followed by reduction with NaBH4. Reduction with NaBH4 will give you the alcohols, children. And if you observe here, the reaction is RCH double bond CH2. Mercuric acetate I am taking. Mercuric acetate I am taking, that is CH3 12Hg. Understood? So that is the formula of mercuric acetate, children. And in the presence of a solvent tetrahydrofuran, okay, this step is called oxymercuration. OM step it is. It gives RCH OH CH2 HgOCO CH3 CH3COO part, and it is OH. Understood? So it is oxymercuration and followed by reduction with NaBH4, and this step is called demercuration. We are removing that mercuric addition part, that part we are removing it. Then if you remove it, what will you get it? RCHOH, we are adding hydrogens. This we are removing it, we get CH3. This is secondary alcohol. So this step is called demercuration. Along with it, you will get CH3COOH plus mercury can be removed. Understood? This reaction is called oxymercuration demercuration. Children, here addition takes place. Addition takes place according to which rule? According to Markovnikov's rule. Observe it here. I have taken alkene. What I got it? Secondary alcohol I got it. Means indirectly the negative part of the water has been added to that carbon having less number of hydrogens. So addition takes place according to Markovnikov's rule. Indirect hydration of alkenes took place here. If you observe it carefully. Yes or no? Indirect hydration of alkenes took place. So what I mean to say? See, hydration of alkanes reaction is very, very important, as I mentioned it. Hydration of alkanes reaction is very, very important. In this hydration of alkanes, if you observe that, it can undergo either by direct hydration or by indirect hydration. Either by direct hydration or by indirect hydration. Direct hydration of alkenes is very important commercial method. Indirect hydration can be done either through the HBO, hydroboration oxidation, or through the oxymercuration demercuration. See here, it is taking place through Markovnikov's rule, but here there is no formation of carbocation. Very important point. No formation of carbocation. No formation of carbocation. When there is no formation of carbocation, obviously there is no rearrangement. There is no rearrangement here, right? So, but in the direct hydration of alkenes, there is a rearrangement. But in oxymercuration demercuration follows MR, but there is no formation of carbocation as well as there is no rearrangement, children. Understood? Very, very important point it is. Okay, for competitive exams, it's very important concept, especially these three reactions. So all these three reactions, I am summarizing it with the help of an example for a better understanding. Just I am summarizing. CH3, CH, this is the alkene I have taken. That is the alkene I have taken for to make a distinguish. Check it here. You tell me which reaction it is. You only tell me which reaction it is. Which reaction it is? Hydroboration oxidation. Yes or no? Hydroboration oxidation, obviously indirect addition of water, but follows which rule? Anti-Markovnikov's rule. It gives a product that is CH2 CH2OH. Understood? So let us say it is product A. Follows which rule here? AMR. Follows which rule? AMR. Right? So the same compound I have taken. Same compound I have taken. I'm not changing the compound. Observe the difference carefully. H3O plus means direct addition of water, or else they may give you like this, H plus slash water, right? So obviously what will happen? CH3, CH3. Though it follows MR, you might ask me like, sir, here I can add OH, here I can add H, but carbocation will be formed, no? Carbocation is formed in the sense hydrate shift takes place, so it gives this product CH2, CH3. Understood? So this I am labeling it as B. This I am labeling it as B. Next, observe carefully. One more I am taking it. Right? So one more, that is HgOAc taken twice THF. See, AC means acyl, CH3CO group. It is nothing but mercuric acetate. Nothing to worry about it. That is another way. NaBH4 in the presence of base. Which reaction it is? Oxymercuration, demercuration. So oxymercuration, demercuration follows MR. But without rearrangement. CH, CH3, CHOH, CH3. This product I am labeling it as C. Observe it carefully. How interesting it is. Okay. So the C product is OMDN. That C product is OMDN. Whereas if you observe that A product is HBO. Okay. Whereas B product is direct hydration of alkenes. Direct hydration of alkenes. Understood? So B and A and C are examples of indirect hydrations. B is an example of direct hydration of alkenes. So this is the way how they will ask in competitive exams also. This is the way how they will ask in competitive exams. That's a very important concept. That's why I took little time, but nothing to worry. But if you just follow it carefully, that is more than enough for me. Understood the point, children? So it is very, very important, reaction, children, for both board as well as for competitive. Okay, hope you understand. So I'll be erasing that. If you want it, you can take a screenshot of it. Okay, I'm erasing it. Fine. So let's see that second preparation method. So far we have discussed only hydration of alkenes. Only hydration of alkenes we have discussed. Now reduction or hydrogenation. Reduction means what? Addition of hydrogen. Reduction means what? Addition of hydrogen. That is also said to be hydrogenation. Of which compounds? Carbonyl compounds. Carbonyl compounds, what we have? We have aldehydes as well as ketones. Aldehydes and ketones are examples of the carbonyl compounds, children. Understood? Aldehydes and ketones are examples of carbonyl compounds. So we have, like, catalytic hydrogenation we have in the presence of a catalyst, as well as using two nascent hydrogens. Using two nascent hydrogens also we can do this preparation method. Catalytic hydrogenation means, what is meant by catalytic hydrogenation? Hydrogenation which can be done in the presence of a catalyst. Hydrogenation which can be done in the presence of the catalyst. That reaction is nothing but catalytic hydrogenation. But in the second case, what they have given, two nascent hydrogens are there. So two nascent hydrogens means some other reducing agent we are using. That reducing agent will provide nascent hydrogens. That reducing agent will provide nascent hydrogens. So simply carbonyl group will be, this is carbonyl group. C double bond O group is called carbonyl group, and that carbonyl group is converting into alcohol group. Converting into alcohol group. Okay, that is called reduction. What it is called as a reduction. Understood the point, children? So if I take formaldehyde or methanol, formaldehyde is undergoing reduction. Formaldehyde is undergoing reduction. So formaldehyde is common name, methanol is IUPAC. I am undergoing reduction with the, in the presence of nickel at 413 Kelvin. What is the product will be formed? Methanol. Okay, methanol will be formed. It is CH2, right? So, and if you break the double bond, add H here also, add H here also. Simple. Okay, on both sides, just wait, I'll change the ink color. On both sides, we are adding hydrogens. That addition of hydrogen is called as reduction. What have we got it there? Primary alcohol, that is methanol. Similarly, here also if you observe it, double bond can be converted to single bond. H here, CH3, CH2. Here add H, OH. So we got ethanol. Means acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde also will give a primary alcohol. Acetaldehyde also will give a primary alcohol, that is ethanol. What is this called as a ethanol, children? Understood? Similarly, if you take acetone or a dimethyl ketone or propanone in the presence of Rann-nickel, which actually, you know, Rann-nickel is good for the adsorption. Rann-nickel is good for the adsorption. So in surface chemistry, we will learn about it, Rann-nickel, which is a good catalyst. Okay. So now here also we will be adding H here, H here, CH3, CH, CH3, OH. So it is a secondary carbon. So then what will give? Propanol, that is called secondary alcohol. That is called secondary alcohol. So the reducing agents in all of these reactions, they have written H2 in the presence of nickel. Sir, can't we use another reducing agents? Why not? You can, right? You can use sodium in ethanol. This is also can be used. Or lithium aluminum hydride. It is also can be used. Or sodium borohydride. That is also can be used. Right? Lithium aluminum hydride, sodium borohydride. Any one of these can be used as a reducing agent. Any one of these can be used as a reducing agent. Understood the point, children? So similarly, yeah, they have mentioned it. Okay, you can check it. There are other reducing agents also, they have mentioned it. So this is formaldehyde gives methanol, acetaldehyde gives ethanol, acetone gives a secondary alcohol with NaBH4 or LiLH4, sodium mercury, that means sodium amalgam plus H2O, or any one of those can be used as a reducing agents. Okay, so what we got it finally, aldehydes gives primary alcohol and reduction, ketones give secondary alcohol and reduction. If you observe that formaldehyde, HCHO, acetaldehyde, CH3CHO, both these they can give primary alcohols on reduction. Both these they can give primary alcohols on reduction. Acetone, that is a ketone, on reduction it will give secondary alcohols. It will give secondary alcohols. Understood? So tertiary alcohol cannot be prepared by the reduction. Tertiary alcohol cannot be prepared by the reduction. So now, as you know, lithium aluminum hydride is an expensive reagent, right? So used for preparing special chemicals only. Acids are reduced to alcohols by converting them to the esters followed by the catalytic reduction. In that case, we will use the LiAlH4, right? So acids are reduced to alcohols by converting them to the esters followed by their catalytic reduction. In this we can use lithium aluminum hydride. So you can study this as a separate preparation method also. What is that? From carboxylic acids, I am writing here, from carboxylic acids, and esters. From carboxylic acids and esters. Carboxylic acids are those compounds which are having COOH as a functional group. Esters are having COOR group as a functional group. If I take carboxylic acid and then if it is undergoing reduction with the help of which reducing agent, lithium aluminum hydride, it provides 4 nascent hydrogens. It gives you CH3CH2OH. That is a ethanol. It is an example of primary alcohol. It is an example of primary alcohol. So here you have to break this bond, and here 2 hydrogens, here 2 hydrogens, if you add it, water can be removed. It will give you CH3CH2OH. Understood? So similarly, if you take acid plus alcohol, what will give? Ester. That is a very simple reaction. Esterification you have learnt in class 10 also. When carboxylic acids are reacting with alcohols in the presence of acid, it gives ester. What it will give, children? Ester. And this ester, if it undergo reduction, this ester, it is an example of ester. Children, ester on reduction. Ester on reduction, it will give 2 units of primary alcohol. 2 units of primary alcohol. Very important question for statement. Sometimes they will ask you, right? Especially this reduction, based on reduction, they will ask you a question like which of the following statement is correct, which of the following statement is incorrect. So 2 units of primary alcohols are obtained. RCOOR. Understood? Add H here, add H here. Now break this bond, double bond only, okay, and add H here, add H here. Double bond has become single bond, so RCH2OH, 1 unit of primary alcohol, another unit is ROH, another unit of the primary alcohol. Understood? So carboxylic acids can be converted into alcohols as well as esters also can be converted into alcohols by the help of reduction. Understood the point, children? So they have taken cyclic compounds also. Cyclohexanone on reduction, it will give cyclohexanol. What it will give, children? Cyclohexanol. Okay. Reverse is obviously oxidation. If cyclohexanol undergo oxidation, it will give cyclohexanone. Okay, before solving MCQs, I'll be just giving the different compounds of esters for better understanding. CH3CO OCH3 LiAlH4. Tell me what is the answer? Obviously CH3, it is an ester, no? CH3CH2OH plus CH3OH means what we get it? 2 units of primary alcohols. 2 units of primary alcohols. Okay, so this is the way how to answer that. And now if I take another example, OCH CH3. It is another ester. Here isopropyl and here ethyl group is there, right? So undergoing reduction, it gives CH3, CH2, CH2, OH. Okay. Here H will be added, here H will be added. Same everywhere, that is same. CH3, CH, CH3, OH. So in this case we got even secondary alcohol also. So primary alcohol, along with that we got secondary alcohol. Why? Because we took that substance like that. So along with the primary alcohol we got even secondary alcohols also. Understood the point, children? Okay. Now the most important point, make a note on it. Reduction of carbonyl compounds. Reduction of carbonyl compounds and esters. Reduction of carbonyl compounds and esters to alcohols by using NaC2H5OH. By using NaC2H5OH This is called Bouvelt-Blanc reduction. Bouvelt-Blanc reduction. It's a named reaction, children. Bouvelt-Blanc reduction. Sorry. Bouvelt-Blanc reduction. Understood? Okay. So reduction of carbonyl compounds and esters to alcohols by using sodium in ethyl alcohol or ethanol. It is called as Bouvelt-Blanc reduction. It is said to be Bouvelt-Blanc reduction. Hope you understand the point, children. Right? So now you can solve the MCQs what they have given. Based on this discussion, if you have, we will solve it. Yeah. The reagent which can be used for converting ethanoic acid means carboxylic acid CH3COOH to ethanol CH3CH2OH. Carboxylic acids, carbonyl compounds, esters, all these they can be converted into alcohol by reduction only. What is the reducing agent there? LiAlH4. It's simple question. That's why I have displayed answer. Esterification of carboxylic acids followed by reduction with lithium aluminum hydride yields alcohols only. Right? Understood the point? Is that clear? So I'll be summarizing the points for today. So now hydration of we can prepare alcohols by using hydration of alkenes. Direct hydration. Second one, indirect hydration. Under indirect hydration we have HBO, hydroboration oxidation, OMDM. Direct hydration follows Markovnikov's rule with rearrangement. HBO follows anti-Markovnikov's rule. OMDM follows Markovnikov's rule without rearrangement. Second one, reduction. Reduction of carbonyl compounds can be reduced to alcohols. Carboxylic acids also can be reduced to alcohols. Carboxylic acids also can be reduced to alcohols. Esters also can be reduced to alcohols. Carbonyl compounds in the sense aldehydes as well as ketones. Aldehydes gives primary alcohols. Ketones gives secondary alcohols. Esters can give 2 units of primary alcohols also. Depends on the ester what we are taking. Okay. So here we can use LiAlH4. So by any of these substances we can reduce these compounds into alcohols. Understood? 2 preparation methods are over. Still we have few more preparation method, but from NCERT we have only one more preparation method, that is from Grignard reagent. So that we will be continuing in the next session. Why? Because you have to focus on more examples of hydration of alkene. After completion of this session, you have to revise it carefully about hydration of alkenes questions. Hope you liked the video, children. So please share it to your friends about my channel, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe immediately. If you have already subscribed, please click on the bell icon. For further notifications. If you have any doubts, don't hesitate to post in the comment box, and even you can send me the mail if you have any doubts. Okay. So until then, take care guys. Bye bye. Signing off.